Welcome, listeners. This is the Coo Cattlemen, your American Highland Cattle Association podcast. I'm your host, Seth King, and Kimber King is here as well today. It's very exciting. We are sitting down with a beautiful group in Michigan at the Coo Camp, and we're going to let them take it away and kind of give you guys a little bit of information about juniors in the Coo Camp. So, if you guys wouldn't mind, kind of get us started.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me. I'm Nathan Merson. I'm the president of the junior committee here. We started doing camping with the Coos the past 2 years. A lot of the history comes from the experiences I had at a cow camp with Dawn, Evelyn, and Sue. And we're just getting this started. I have a great team helping me out. I'll have them introduce each other, and we also have a few juniors to talk as well. Emily, you want to take it away?
Hi, thanks for having me. I'm kind of the person that kind of coordinates everything and sets everything up. Pass it.
I'm Jacob Larson and from Tennessee, and I was the showmanship instructor and judge for the weekend.
I'm JC Contreras with Osceola Highlands, one of the juniors.
And then I'm also another junior, and I'm Olivia from Osceola Highlands.
I'm another junior. I'm Jenison from
And then I'm Charlie Broderick from Tabletop Acres, and I'm another one of the juniors.
Awesome. Well, thanks for introducing yourselves, guys. You're sounding good. You're sounding good. Let's see here. So, is it what is it called? Is it the Coo Camp or what's it called, Nate?
It's camping with the Coos is what we call it. And it shortened up the Coo Camp a lot.
Okay. Awesome. So start filling us in here. Like for somebody like myself who was never involved with the juniors, what's it look like? Are you pulling, juniors in from all over the US or is it more local, or kind of fill us in there?
Mainly it's the Midwest. We pulled a few people from Wisconsin. Sue Dykston from Nebraska. She's all really out to help the kids. She came out, brought a few extra animals for some kids that didn't have cows but still wanted to learn. I mean, we had people from Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. So it's, for the most part, the surrounding area. We have an awesome facility out here. It's got a big barn with plenty of pens for animals, awesome indoor clothing, as well as an outdoor ring. So we can just do a lot of teaching, and it's been a great time so far.
That's awesome. Looks like you guys have a beautiful lodge there too. Your backdrop is really neat. Is that like kind of the meeting room where you do some training?
Correct. Yeah, we do a lot like the meetings. It's a big open room behind you guys for doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we had a few, like a first aid class was in here, did a lot of arts and crafts near the end of the night, just give the kids some downtime and still learn.
Very cool. Now, just to backtrack a little bit, obviously it's the Midwest regional is who's putting it on, correct?
Correct. Yep, the Midwest Highland Cattle Association is putting it on. Just led by the junior team here. We have a whole committee for it. They've been outstanding help with all of this.
Great. But it also sounds like you're not turning anyone away, right? You're just whoever can make it. Is that kind of how it works?
Correct.
They just have to be a Midwest junior in order to attend.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Well, awesome. That's looks like you guys are really doing it there. Now, earlier, I think Nate, you were saying you guys cover a wide variety of topics, including like loading cattle, transporting cattle. Obviously, Jacob, you were saying you're teaching the showmanship. Can you guys tell us a little bit more detail about what juniors will get as far as those topics go, what they'll learn while they're there?
I'll send that one for the juniors. Whoever wants to take that one.
I'm gonna think it's me. Repeat your question one more time. I'm sorry.
Learning experience.
What did you learn? What are you learning? Oh my goodness. So we learned a lot about showmanship. Jake just taught us the importance of knowing your animals. Oh, can you see me? And then just at home practice and the commitment that owning cattle is. We learned a lot about traveling with livestock and how to keep you safe and then your animals safe. So we learned how to change a tire and check our oil. And yeah, the safety, like the medical care was really good. And oh yeah, we did roping too. So that was nice to get the basics on how to rope your cow if you need to get them in. So
Wow.
oh, and the obstacle course. So we had a whole arena set up with a bunch of pop bottles and a tarp, and it just kind of lets you get one-on-one time with your animal so they trust you and you can trust them a little bit more.
Wow. So what were you saying about the tarp and the pop bottle? What was that doing? What's that doing?
So yeah, we had what do you call those? The PVC pipes. Yeah. We had streamers and like pop cans hanging from them. So we lead our animals through and then just kind of get them used to odd experiences like that and kind of makes them trust you a little bit more and it makes the show season go by a little smoother. The tarp, that got a little exciting. We just walk over it. We have a few cones and the weird noises just kind of get them desensitized.
So kind of somewhat like an obstacle course to go through, or
Yeah, yeah, just like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. I probably need to do that myself just to get large groups of people. So, man, you guys really kind of took me by surprise when you were saying like changing tires and checking oil. Like those are some basics that a lot of people don't think of when you're pulling a trailer, cross country. That's vital. But to have a group of kids learn that at that level is super cool. I mean, that you guys are really covering all the bases. That's awesome.
Seth is very passionate
Yeah.
about travel safety trailers. So
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely. Yeah. Very
This
cool.
was my first year at Coo Camp. This is my first year at Coo Camp, and I was really impressed with the mix of just a lot of levity and fun, but intensive program here where they're really packing a lot of educational material into this time. It's just a couple of days. And I think outside the box, I was really impressed just like in terms of the activities, there's some really valuable creative things that have been going on here. One thing, I'll let the juniors talk about it from their first-hand experience, but I saw them load a bunch of juniors in a stock trailer and drive around the property for the experience of riding in a trailer from the house perspective.
Yeah.
So somebody want to elaborate on what that was like?
Yeah, so we had one of our bigger trailers that all the juniors got in, and then we had someone kind of drive around like not how you're supposed to with cattle in the back, kind of like sudden stops, and like it really showed like all of us like what the cattle have to go through. That like you don't want to like make sudden stops. You want to obviously accelerate and decelerate slowly so they're not falling over or anything like that, not going to harm them.
Man, that is a great idea. Kimber actually does that to me when I smell really bad, when I'm all dirty. She just makes me ride the But no, man, you guys have really sat down and thought about this, and you've really, just put a lot of research and thought into these things that we use on a regular basis that probably a lot of us don't even think about, but should. That's really cool. Very cool. What about you, Charlie? Is there a particular event or training that you saw that you thought was cool or stuck out to you?
I think all of it's really awesome, but I think to me, one of the biggest things, especially for the younger kids, is at the end of the day when we do the mock show, I think it's a great way for the younger kids who maybe haven't shown before or have that show experience to kind of practice what a show would be like, setting up your animal, following others and lining them up. Because going to your first show can be very intimidating. So it's kind of a way, lower stress environment to practice and get used to what a show might look like. But it's all for practice and to get used to it before you're at a show and it's not as much stress.
Yeah, that's a really good point. At the shows that I've been to, I'm like anxious for the like people out in the show ring. I'm like, how do they know where they're going and like what they're doing? And and everybody's looking at you. So yeah, it makes sense to like practice that and like kind of figure out ahead of time what's expected of you. So that would probably be my favorite part of all that training too, is just like kind of figuring out what to do in the show ring. And then
Yeah, as the instructor there, sorry to add another thing to that. As the instructor of the showmanship mock show, I really enjoyed just working with each of the kids in those classes. They're really receptive, respectful, a group of real sportsmen kind of kids. And so it was a pleasure to just work with them and be able to talk to them about each of their animals, their projects, and give them a little bit of insight about what they're doing well, what they can improve, go home and work on. And so everybody got some feedback.
that's awesome. Yeah, you can't beat a little feedback from Jacob Larson. That's so what about like as far as the show ring goes, Charlie, you were kind of talking about that. What about just like presenting your animal stance? I mean, you always see him poking them with the show stick, right? Moving the feet around. You guys learn all that too? Is that something you guys work on?
Yeah. So, like Jake was talking about, before he did the showmanship clinic where he kind of talked in separate groups about a little bit of some of the basics. Because we have a wide kids from young kids who have never shown before to older kids who have shown quite a few times and are pretty experienced. So yeah, we practice some of that, and then in the show, we kind of go through some of that, are able to practice it in a show type environment.
So you guys, go ahead.
The cool thing we do about that is we separate everybody by their skill base, not by age. So, if you have a 15-year-old that's never touched a cow, we have them in a novice group. So, they're not competing against other 15-year-olds that have been doing this their entire life. So everybody actually kind of learns where they're at on the basis of where they're at. So the more advanced people have been doing it for years and years and years, they're learning more information that helps them at the level they are. And then this way they have something to build up to. It's like building blocks. And Jake did an awesome job of seeing what each group needed and like catering to that group to help them to make those building blocks and teach them more. It was an awesome thing to see.
Yeah, that's a great point. That was something I was wondering. So not only are you guys welcoming anybody and everybody, but you're also kind of catering to those individuals who may have a higher skill level or somebody that's, like you said, never even, stepped in the show ring or touched a cow. So that's awesome here. And what are your age ranges, since we're kind of on that topic?
Age ranges for us, we go from the age of 8 years old. Peewees are younger than 8 years old. We like to have everybody at camp above 8, and then it goes up to 21. Association. So this is open to everybody and anybody. I mean, we had a few kids bringing crossbreds. Somebody was talking about bringing everything. This is not just for hounds, it's more for just to teach everybody about cattle. Of course, we're going to want Highlands here because that's what we do, and it's awesome. But yeah, this is a big educational thing for everybody and anybody that wants to learn. And this is the only one in the nation like this, and it'd be kind of cool to see around other groups pick up on it and had to give them information and tips and everything. Yeah.
So I'll be.
Yeah, there's incredible value in. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's incredible value in this sort of event for the youth, and I'm surprised actually that Nate says it's the only one in the nation. I would really encourage other associations to get in touch with the leaders of this group and kind of see how this is done and get the inside scoop and try to replicate some of this in other regions, because it's really super valuable for training kids for the Highland breed too. Youth being the future, it is really important to invest in this way. I mean, Nate and myself are living proof of that. I mean, we both grew up in the national Junior Highland Association and Midwest Association for Nate, and here we are, graduates that are teaching and carrying this on. So it's important that people invest in this way in the youth.
Absolutely. So here's a question for Nate and Jacob then. What what's some advice that you would give as, someone who's gone through the program and is now giving back? What's some advice that you would give to some of the younger juniors out there?
Advice I would give is think about ways you can, especially this goes for the older juniors, and I see it happening, especially with like the kids standing here, the young adults, and um, they're really giving. They're focused not so much on what they can get here, but how they can serve. And as you know, as they start to age up and age out, it's really, I think it should be an increasing focus in programs to encourage participation in helping with the education and just moving to that next level of service. And I know that Nate and I were encouraged in that way too. And here we are really enjoying this. I love to teach, and I can see that Nate really does too, and the rest of the group. They're all passionate people, wanting to serve and further the breed and the youth. And so I'd encourage young people just to, take it all in and then start to give it back.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing would just be telling the juniors, reach out to other juniors, be friendly. The more you guys are friends, the more fun you'll have at events like this. Also, reach out to other people in the area. I mean, Sue, when I first started doing camping with the Coos and got in with the cows and everything, I was, I think, like 14 years old. And Sue talked to my parents and was like, "Hey, I'm going over here. Do any of your boys want to ask my parents now? Do any of the boys want to come with?" And I just jumped in. Yeah, let's go. I didn't know what he was getting into. And I'm so glad I did. I mean, here we are 20 years later, still doing this stuff and giving the best back we can to show all these kids what it's about.
That's great. Now let's hear from a couple of the juniors. What about like you, JC? What's something that you think you've taken away from this weekend, and or just as being a junior in general? What's something that you would give advice to maybe somebody who hasn't gotten involved in the past or wants to?
I think especially what we have going on here, it's because I walked into this like 4 years ago. So it was the most welcoming community that I've probably walked into. This group that we have here, like everyone's nice, everyone's always checking on each other, seeing if anyone needs help. So I think if there's anyone like around this area that is wanting to like look into this, I say that they definitely should because we're definitely welcoming, and obviously we want other juniors to like kind of get involved because we obviously are here for the juniors. And I think that they could reach out to like if like they're not around us, like always like there's farms that you can go to like check out if they've never been around like Highlands before, then they can always like see if their local farms will like allow them to come and like be around the animals. Then they're not buying animals and then getting into it, realizing they don't want to be.
Mhm, mhm. What about you, Olivia? What's something that you've pulled away from this weekend that you think you'll just really hang on to and remember for years to come?
Yeah, I'll kind of piggyback off of what JC said. Every time we come to an event like this, it just reminds me of how important it is to establish a strong community because it's crazy how much people are willing to help. So it's just kind of a reminder like, oh, I need to remember like, to be there for everybody. So, I just take away a lot. Just remember to help everybody out and be there for everybody else. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, I feel like that's a theme like throughout the Highland community is just people willing to help and pull you in, and we hear about that a lot in um the junior association as well. So we're pretty honored to be here with you guys and sit down with you guys. It seems like you guys are doing some pretty big things out there in Michigan, and I couldn't agree more with Jacob. It seems like it would be beneficial for a lot of other regions to get on board. I'm sure it's a lot of work, obviously, but
I do have a question for I guess, like educational topics that you guys did this weekend. Is that something that there are things that kind of are repeated each year? Are there new topics that you try to bring in each year so it's not redundant to someone who maybe went the year before that?
So we try to always have the showmanship in the mock show. We always have a roper. Like this year, we didn't have enough time. We usually Dr. Miller, he comes in and does like a vet talk. So last year he kind of just talked about like if your cattle go to shows and they get sick. This year it was supposed to be calving, but we didn't have enough time for that. And then we had first aid this year, not last year, so we just try to incorporate it. We had a fitting demonstration done by Joseph DeLong. We didn't have that last year. So we're always open to new ideas for anybody. And the one thing I did want to tell you guys too is this is a free event. So it's sponsored by a lot of businesses in the area and a lot of farms that are in this association. But this is just a free event. So everybody that comes is donating their time and everything here is provided for. The only thing that we do ask people to bring is like feed for your cattle, and you have to bring a water bottle because stay hydrated. So, yeah.
wow, that's
Hopefully
awesome.
that.
I didn't expect that. That's really cool.
Yeah, I guess my assumption was just that there was some type of fee. So yeah, that's amazing to be able to put on something like that and not have that.
I was gonna say earlier, I'm 41 this year. Can I come? I'm just joking.
Oh, that was another thing, sorry, that we did miss out is that normally the kids do their mock show and the kids that take like grand champion, reserve champion get to pick an adult. And so they go in, so last year they went and picked an adult, and then the adults had to show. And then the kids had to judge the adults. So based off what they learned and they got to tell. So like Olivia got to last year, she got to tell her grandmother how she did. So that was kind of entertaining. So that was something we missed this year. So maybe we'll try it next year. So we just kind of go with the flow. But our main focus is getting those kids with those hands-on experiences with the cows. So
Wow.
And any adult who just wants to come out and see what we're doing, if they don't have the experience, they're more than welcome to come. All you guys just get in contact with us and we'll work out and make something happen.
That's cool.
I was gonna say, I think you might be surprised. Maybe have the juniors teach a group of adults how to do some stuff. Maybe I think you might have a population to serve.
There's some very knowledgeable juniors here, I'll tell you.
I believe it.
Yeah, adult companion.
Hey, I could use a little vacation to adult camp. It sounds awesome. No, I know it sounds like it's a lot of work though too. So you guys are amazing. It sounds like you guys have thought about anything and everything when it comes to teaching these kids and pushing them in the right direction. And wow, very cool. Maybe Kimber and I will make it out there one year and we can do some in-person interviews. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
That'd be very cool. Well, thank you guys. I know you guys probably have a big day ahead of you still because this is the last day, right? You guys are like cleaning up and everybody's probably taking off, I imagine. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time. Juniors, thank you so much and good job out there. Adults, it sounds like you guys are learning just as much and doing a great job out there and thinking of anything and everything to teach the juniors. So great job, guys. Keep up the hard work and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you guys for having us.
thank you.
Talk to you
Thanks,
later.
guys. Bye.
Bye.